There are certain times throughout the school year during which instigating a civic uproar against the mechanisms of the modern education system would probably be considered unsavory, circumstantially inappropriate, or probably not the best idea for someone whose parents are going to be paying for their college education. But usually the times when such an endeavor could land me in the corner of a bus stop discussing existentialism with a homeless person, and the times when the most potent manifestations of these mis-executed ideologies of the education system dig into my cerebral cortex with a toasting fork are exactly the same. I simply find it extremely disheartening and downright depressing that young minds in their most malleable states of development can walk into a guidance office raised under the idea that they are all unique and individual human beings who should have the right and freedom to express themselves, and then be handed a transcript with a bunch of numbers on it and told how many more multiple choice questions they need to answer correctly to qualify as someone who is succeeding at life. Does it not bother anyone else that throughout the course of a person's most crucial developmental stages, they are given a numerical standard of success or failure, stuck inside of a classroom and numerically analyzed for their ability to recite inane and impractical facts and convinced that this is considered intelligence, and then ranked for it against all of their peers completely identically with the implication that this is their worth as a human being? This is a horrible system. This does not encourage the pursuit of knowledge. This is not learning. This is intimidation and judgment through numbers and test scores. This is a system that couldn't care less who you are as an individual or how you retain knowledge, because you're supposed to do it the exact same way as everyone else while being fed the exact same material as everyone else and given a numerical spectrum to be able to calculate precisely how much you suck compared to everyone else. Maybe the reason there are so many young people who walk around talking about how much they hate learning and would rather stick their heads into a tumble dryer than a book is because they spent their entire lives being institutionalized with a system that corrupts what true knowledge and learning is supposed to be about. Success and failure are not objective concepts. The human mind is an abstract and subjective thing. GPAs and class ranks do nothing but fundamentally refute your individuality. A growing and developing human being cannot be graphed on the same plane as thousands of other growing and developing human beings, like the amount of watermelons Eduardo bought from Publix over the course of the fiscal year. I have infinitely more respect for a person with a 2.5 GPA who instead spends their time growing and developing creatively and intellectually by their own means to the individual person they have the potential to become, than a person taking all AP classes who lacks a single shred of an idea who they are, what they want to do with their lives, and wanders around sticking their heads into air ducts looking for Amazon.com Barron's Guide coupons.